Banger. Um, man, 26, man. Looking for a franchise to rebuild. Either a team that's a quarterback that's trying to prove himself, or a team that has a older quarterback and looking to just find a quarterback of the future and rebuild around that. As right now, we're going with the New York Jets. Is a team that already has a defense, right? A team that has a quarterback that's trying to prove that he can still be a starter in this league. Also, a team that's fairly young but could be a playoff fringe team. Head coach Nicholas Jones. Um, so hopefully, with us knowing this could be either a playoff team or not a playoff team, but also we also know that we are. Oh, the frick was that? We also know that we are also playing around with a team that can be a playoff team. So that's something to look forward to for sure. I don't know how this will work out for us. This could be a couple year long rebuild. It could be a 3, 4 year rebuild. But I do want to build this team into a dynasty and get this team to where we feel like we can be great. So head coach Nicholas Jones, Jets playbook, yeah, obviously. Master motivator, obviously we need that. Starting abilities, boom, run it right at him. Increase effectiveness of all runs with better run blocking. Make make them cover it all. Increase success in every phase of the pass offense. Gem them up. Increase effectiveness of press coverage and disrupting routes. Find the right guy. General scouts buff for all draft prospects. For all draft prospects, that's huge. Old school football play sheets. Control the game with balanced power formations. We start off with a 3 offensive defense, a 4 player development, and a 1 bar personnel development. And for us, we'll be playing on competitive. 9 minutes. Put this on 10. Put this up to 6 and 3. 3. Cloud Replay provides replay from user games in a multi-user online league. Choose a number. Okay, I don't know if we need any of that. Set this to manual. Auto progress players off. Ability weekly recap. What's set on ability weekly recap? Will appear each week, displaying your head coach progress throughout the season. Yeah, we can keep that off. Turn this off though. Turn on heat seeker off. Switch assist on. Controlled player art. Standardize the controlled player art setting for all users. Are allowed. We can keep that at that. I don't know what that is. Tray type. Enable all. Tray difficulty. Very hard. And we're going to put this at very high. Pressure squad stilling. So we're going to keep everything how it's supposed to normally be ran. Pre-existing injuries. Do we want to turn that off? We'll start off in the preseason, so let's turn that off. Keep this how it is. On. All right, cool. So this is where we're at with this. Start def, boom. 75. 75, 75, I believe. Should be where we're at. Edit trait. Huh? This setting determines who is able to edit what traits are assigned to players on their team. No commish is only one who can. This setting determines who is able to assigned to that team. Let's go any player. All right, cool. All right, they have the wear and tear stuff here now. Right now, we're gonna keep this at 50. I don't know how any of this stuff will probably impact us right now because I haven't seen anybody talk about it or any type of tutorial. But we keep wear and tear at 50. But if we feel like we can boost it, boost it. If not, not. But for right now, yes, that's where we're at. Off-season player cuts limit. Multi-users to. We're not even in a multi-user. Let's see the player movement unlimited. I'm gonna keep it at 6 players. Six. I'm gonna keep it at 6. I'm gonna keep it at 6. The minimum we're gonna say 50 is the minimum you can go below. Cool. Oh wait, actually we start off in the regular season. Okay. Panthers signed Michael Walker. Cowboys signed Brady Cook from our practice squad. Great. So we lose 2 guys just like that. We have to cut 3 players. Cause we turned off wear and tear. We're gonna look into this roster a little deeper than what we are right now. Obviously. But I do kind of have to figure out where we're gonna release some guys at. Cut Byron Coward. The first. Taylor Barron, Brandon McGuire. Hold on, let's see. Is there anywhere else? Actually, left tackle is a good play. He's a superstar depth. He's 24, but let's go ahead and practice squad him. One more cut. This is tight end room. I want to keep 4. Let's see what the wide receiver room looks like. Mm, mm, mm. I think it will be from the wide receiver room. Irvin Charles is fine. They're good release. All right, cool. So if we look at our roster, as we will, obviously, look at our roster. We have Justin Fields, 26 years old, 74 overall. I want to say he's probably on like a 1-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. 2-year deal. Ooh, $23 million in 2026. It's crazy. But with Pittsburgh, threw for 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns, a pick, sacked 16 times. But he was benched. I think he was on the verge of having a great season with Pittsburgh before he got benched. Breece Hall, who others might say, well, keep Breece. Haven't rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career. Just hasn't. He's went over 1,000 all-purpose yards. But rookie season, he only played 7 games. Not even half, or not even close to half. Played 17 games in 2023, 16 games in 2024. Will he be healthy? Braylon Allen, 21 years old, 72 overall, more of a power back to me than an elusive back, but not too big on catching. He's good. I guess you could say a developmental piece, fourth round draft pick out of Wisconsin, but he's only 21. Isaiah Davis, South Dakota, who's decent with 92 carry, but he's another one of those young talents that you just have to kind of just develop and see where it takes you. He was a fifth round draft pick. And then we have Kane, who's just here. Fullback is Andrew Beck. Wide receiver room, we have Garrett Wilson, superstar dev. Alan Lazard, 6'5", big body wide receiver. Josh Reynolds, 30 years old. Xavier Gibson, who's 24, speedster. Then we have Arian Smith, the rookie out of Georgia, 23 years old, 65 overall, maybe even a 68, but minus him around, so 65, with 94 speed. We need wide receivers bad. Now, I think with this team, we're not going to make too many trades unless we're trading away for draft capital. But for right now, as I'm looking at this roster, wide receiver wise, we have three guys with speed, and two of the three guys are not even going to be on the field unless they're on kickoff and punt return. So technically, we only have one guy with speed, which is Garrett Wilson, who's going to play more so one wide receiver and probably slot. And then we have Alan Lazard, who's decent, but he's going to be 30 next season. And I think he's on his last year. Yep, he's on his last year. And I'm not bringing him back because you're going to be 30. What value do you have for me at 30 years old? Then we get into Josh Reynolds, who's already 30. Been around the block a couple times. Hasn't had a productive year in the NFL yet. But I'm not bringing it back because what do you bring to me at 31? Then you get to Garrett Wilson, who's been around for 4 years, 25 years old, 1,000-yard seasons, 3 straight years so far, 100 receptions in 2024, 7 touchdowns in 2024 as well. And he's under a nice 6-year contract until 2030. So that's good. Now we get into the tight end room. This is where it gets a little hectic. You have Jeremy Ruckers, 25 years old, fourth-year man out of Ohio State, 68 overall. We don't have a good tight end, so I think tight end will be a big boost for us. Last year for his deal as well. Then we have Mason Taylor, the rookie at LSU, who has decent speed. Right now his catching is -5, but I think his catching is normally probably like an 82, 83. He's 21 years old at LSU. So obviously he's the developmental piece as a second-round draft pick at LSU. So he's development. Jalen Woods, former Colt out of Virginia, 26 years old. Stone Smart out of Old Dominion, 26 years old. So we need to get this tight end position figured out next season for sure because we're losing these other three guys, and we're only going to have Mason Taylor, I'm sorry. And I would love to have another tight end besides Mason Taylor, even if it's a guy that's faster, catch better, and a lot better than Mason Taylor. So that makes Mason Taylor a 3 or 2, I'm sorry, then that's okay. But at least we know we have tight ends on this roster. So wide receiver, tight end is the two biggest right now on offense. Running back, we know we at least could get something out of Breece Hall. Now, who knows what that could look like with Breece? Last year of his deal, so who knows? Do we bring him back? Who knows? Do he wants to come back? Who knows? Haven't looked at that yet. Don't know. But at least for right now, Breece can walk, and we'll still have Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. We can draft another running back. Or we can bring back Breece. Or we can test free agency with another running back that's going to be in free agency. Now you guys are like, well, quarterback might be your biggest problem. Right now, it don't seem so. 92 speed, 96 acceleration, 91 throw power. Accuracy can be a hell of a lot better, but at least we know he's 26 years old, which is still young. He's not in his prime. To me, quarterbacks don't hit their prime till about 28, 29, maybe even 27. So next season will probably be getting closer towards his prime. If he have a good season this season, where he can get up to 85, close to 90, even possibly superstar dev. I think he's just star, nope, normal. So if he can just get up to at least superstar dev, as it's close to that 28, 29 range, and he's up to a 90, I say the Justin Fields project was a success. And if we can make it to the playoff 2, 3 times before, what I'm saying, he hit that 30, 31 before we have to get a quarterback, because we don't know if this draft going to be good in that quarterback room. So at least we know we have a guy for right now. Now let's talk about the offensive line. Second year man out of Penn State, Olu Fashanu. Superstar dad, 22 years old, 75 overall. Power guy. Want to get the pass blocking up. But as I'm looking at him right now, he's not that bad. First round draft pick, 11 overall pick out of Penn State. He's not that bad. We have Max Mitchell here as well, but he's not that bad. So I don't mind keeping him around. Now, I am a little quick to draft the offensive lineman if I see you're not proving yourself to be as good as the superstar dev is showing you, or as good as your overall or rating is trying to say. I will look at an offensive line very quickly. Left guard, we have John Simpson, who's 28, very much so a replacement guy. Drafting a guy, or even if we just bring him back on as a backup, but this is the last year of his deal. So I think he could walk and probably find another left guard that's either better than him, younger than him, or draft the offensive lineman that can help us out. Center, we have Joe Tippmann, third-year man out of Wisconsin. Still young, still developing. Now, my biggest thing with Joe is, will he be able to move those bigger guys that's going to be lined up across from him and help us get to that second to third level? If so, don't mind keeping Joe around. If not, Joe might either get moved to guard, or you could see us potentially trade away Joe next season or the year after that. Josh Myers here as a backup, 27-year-old, 71 overall. Our guard, Elijah Vera Tucker, 26 years old, 84 overall, fifth-year man at USC. Agile guy, a lot of power, can do it all. As a former first-round draft pick, I would love to see Elijah Vera Tucker still on this roster. I think he recently just got paid too. Oh, he's on last year's deal. So bringing back Elijah Vera Tucker is a big deal to me, because that keeps us young, but also keep our offensive line somewhat intact. I don't mind losing a guard, because you can always find another guard. And I don't mind losing a right tackle. But our man, Membao, rookie out of Missouri, 21 years old, 77 overall, is going to be here for the future and for the long haul. Now, obviously, you want to get that pass blocking up, run blocking up, but he has a good, solid base to work around. Another former first-round draft pick. So right now we have 3 first-round draft picks, I believe, on this roster. Elijah Vera Tucker, Membao, and Olu. So that's a good start, offensive line-wise. So the only spots we'll probably be looking at offensive line-wise is the guard position, and that's left guard specifically. So we're looking at tight end, wide receiver, and offensive guard, or interior offensive line, and potentially running back or quarterback, depending on how those two guys finish off the season. Now let's talk about the defense. It's a good defense, but I think we're lacking pass rushers. Yes, we have some young guys here, and Will McDonald, third-year man out of Iowa State, 26 years old, 76 overall. More of a speed rusher, though. Star dev, 82 finesse move, 82 speed, 87 acceleration. Block shedding could be a lot higher. Play rate could be a lot higher, most definitely. Awareness could be a lot higher. But this is a great base to start off with. He had 10.5 sacks last season, 11 tackles for loss, and 23 tackles. And he only played in 17 games. So that's not bad. Now, first-round draft pick out of Iowa State. What form of development will he have for us specifically, and how do we develop that? Then we have second man out of Michigan, Braden McGrair, 24 years old, 6'7" overall. Will he see the field? Possibly not, based off of this. Looks terrible. But He's a decent backup for right now, unless we go out and draft a guy. Because I think defense won championships, and for us to win championships, we need our defense to play as good as they can. Tyler Barron, rookie out of Miami, 23 years old, 65 overall, long way from home, great speed, decent power and finesse moves, but the -5 and stuff is kind of kicking all that out of him. Wanks, he's normally a 69. A developmental project. As a fifth draft pick, he's very developmental, but I do think he can very much see himself onto the field and possibly find his way into a couple pass rush schemes. Right edge, Jermaine Johnson II, out of Florida State, 4th-year guy, 26 years old, 79 overall. Last year of his deal, for sure last year of his deal, but he's our best pass rusher. And if we do choose to keep Jermaine Johnson, who didn't do anything in 2024, was that because of injury? It was. He only played 2 games. Never mind. Take that back, brother. But so far in 2023, he had 7.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, a pick, 47 tackles. His rookie season put up 25 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. If we can get a consistent edge rush out of him, he's on a 2-year deal. I think we picked up his 5th-year option, but he was a first-round draft pick coming out of Florida State. So if we can at least get something out of our best edge rusher, because I say he's our best edge rusher, I think that could be something huge. Then we have Michael Clemens, 28 years old, 72 overall. I think we can get a better backup than Michael. Also with Michael Clemens as well is that he's on the last year of his deal, so that's great for us. Defensive tackle. Now this is where we can make a lot of big-time acquisitions. For me personally, I think if we keep Quentin Williams, obviously, at the age of 27, he's still young, and he can pass rush with the best of them. He can plug the run game, get you some tackles. I don't know about getting interceptions. He can force some fumbles. Big man can roll. But he is on a 3-year deal. Former first-round draft about Alabama, 6'3", 303. Either we keep him or we trade him and find a replacement for him next season. Now, what trade value will Quentin Williams bring? Now, I would love to go to trade away because depending on how the season looks, if we get to a point where we're like 1-8, 1-9, he's a very good trade valuable person because at least we know we're already suck. We're going to have a high pick anyways. Why not trade this away and get a replacement for Quentin Williams? Now, a lot of teams are giving up seconds, no firsts, but a lot of seconds. George Kalafis, this looks good because that gives us a better edge rusher, a couple seconds, a third, a 6th, and a 7th. And I don't want to focus on too much of our secondary just yet. Not just yet. Now, they're giving up a 1st in 2027, a 4th in 2026. Okay, cool. I do also want to look at our draft picks, see what our draft capital looks like anyways. But Quentin Williams, he can bring a couple picks in. We still have Heron Phillips, who's on a 1-year deal. Jawan Briggs is on a 1-year deal. Jay Tufili, who's on a 1-year deal. And 6-year man out of Miami, and Leonard Taylor III, who's on a rookie contract, but I think it might be a 1-year deal because he was unsigned, undrafted, so he's on a 2-year deal. But at the age of 23, I think he will be the guy out there with Quentin Williams as a developmental piece. Yes, he's 65 overall, but if he can play somewhat good, you know, I can see him potentially getting into the 70, 75s by the end of the season. Sad linebacker, we don't have one. Mike linebacker, we get into Jermaine Sherwood. 25 years old, 74 overall, 5th-year man out of Auburn. 142 tackles last year after C.J. Mosley was here, but then he retired. 10 tackle losses, 2 sacks, 3 pass deflections. He's on a 3-year deal. 5th-round draft pick out of Auburn. 74 overall, 25 years old. I think this is a good start. We have a guy that we feel decent in, that we think can play pretty solid. He can play somewhat coverage at 68 zone, 70 man, so we need to focus on that. But I also want to focus a lot more on his run-stopping ability. At only 66 block shedding, terrible. But have 85 tackle, 85 hit power. 87 pursuit, 87 acceleration, 86 speed. But I do want to focus on his coverage and his ability to tackle. I feel like that at 142 tackles, there's no way your block change should only be a 66 overall or wherever it's at. But we have the rookie out of Miami, Francisco Malgallo. I think I said that wrong, but he's a 66 overall. He was a fifth round draft pick out of Miami. He has a lot more acceleration. He is a field general / run stopper. 90 acceleration, 84 speed, 78 tackles, 63 block change, 67 play recognition, 68 awareness, 78 hit power, 63 zone, 61 finesse move. 56 man coverage. My bad. So we can develop him, right? We can at least develop him, throughout this season. Throw him in, the fire, couple games, be out there. Then we go into the 29-year-old Will linebacker Quincy Williams. Hard hitting, weak side linebacker, over 100 yards 3 times in his career. Loves to get tackle for losses. Couple sacks throughout his career. But what he likes to do the most is hit hard. He is on a 1-year deal, third round draft pick. But I think either we trade him this season as well, or we just let him walk in free agency because he's going to be 30 next season. What value do a 31-year-old bring me if we're in a rebuild? 89 tackle, 91 pursuit, 85 awareness, 84 play rec, 76 zone, 64 man, 88 speed, 89 acceleration, 89 hit power though. Like I said, he loved to hit. Cam Jones is here. 30 man out of Indiana. Marcelino McRae Ball, 30 man out of Indiana. So Indiana guys down here, they play college ball together. But look what they're on. The older side of 20. So drafting some little linebackers and Mike linebackers will be a priority. Then we get to the cornerback room. CJ Gardner Johnson. Or said that wrong. Sauce Gardner. Let's go with that. Sauce. 25 years old, 4th man out of Cincinnati, superstar X Factor, 95 overall, shutdown corner, obviously, Mr. Shutdown. But how is he a shutdown corner with 3 picks in his career? At 6'3", 200, I need you to play a lot better, Sauce. He had 20 pass deflections in his rookie season, though. And then 12 in the second year, which means they start throwing to him less. And then 9 is his third year, which means they start throwing to him a lot less, obviously. But he's on a 6-year deal. Total salary is $120 million. Cap hit, 9.37. Total bonus, 28.9. 2-time Pro Bowler, 4th overall pick in 2022. And he won Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2022. Now, with that being said, do we trade away both Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams in one season? Or do we keep one? But for right now, that's terrible. They would give Garrett Bowles, who's 33. That would be terrible for me. And a first. They'll give Marshawn Lattimore, which will somewhat replace him. But we also get a first, a third, a 4th in 2027, a 5th in 2026. Trading to the Cowboys for Tyler Smith, which is a younger left guard, which is great for us. But we only get a 3rd, 2027, and a 4th in 2026, a 6th in 2027, and a 7th in 2027. Chop Robinson was a young edge rusher. We get a 1st in 2028. That will be terrible because we got to wait years to see that. AJ Terrell, which would be a decent replacement around the same age. A little bit lower overall, like 5, 6 overalls lower, but we don't get a 1st. We get some seconds, and we don't get a really good pick in 2026 because they don't have many picks. This one worked because that's just not a smart trade, Madden. Sorry, you're dumb. Andrew Thomas will be great, but it's no point right now because we're focused on the development of our 2 young offensive tackles, and Olu and Armand. Sam Laporta would be great because they give us a bona fide tight end. We do get a 1st in 2026, a 3rd in 2027, a 3rd in 2028, and a 7th in 2027. So that would be great. But a lot of these trades are not making sense to me, personally. We get a number 2 wide receiver, maybe even a potential number 1 wide receiver in Zay Flowers, but not too many picks comes with it. If I'm going to trade away a guy like this, I'm going to need at least 4 picks and a player, which is something like this, or something like this with a first in it. Because I'm not trading away a player just for shits and giggles. Sorry, not sorry. We have Michael Carter. We also have Brandon Stevens. We have Azaria Thomas, rookie out of Florida State, 6'2", 196. Could this be the replacement for Sauce Gardner? Possibly not. He just don't have that speed. But as a slot corner, as he was a third round draft pick, could be something useful as a slot corner. But you can't replace a guy with 96 man, 96 zone, 96 press. I'm like, yeah, we could just trade him away and replace him with a guy that has 30 overalls less than what the guy that we traded away has. So if we are going to trade away a guy like Sauce or a guy like Quinnen, we need some corners that's going to be able to replace him instantly in that one season, or at least next season. And we're going to need Azaria to develop quickly. He's only 21, so develop quickly, brother, please. Now we get into Michael Carter. Let's go back. I know I'm backtracking a lot. He's on a 3 year, 3 years. Oh, we're cooked. Brandon Stevens, a 3 year contract too. Got Chris Boyd and Quintez Stiggers. Free safety, we have Andrew Andre Cisco, I'm sorry. 25 years old, 78 overall. Nice speed. You know what I'm saying? Solid coverage. Can hit a little bit. But Andre Cisco as a bona fide 1 year deal sounds great to me. Isaiah Oliver is here as well, former Atlanta Falcon. Tony Adams, 26 years old, 76 overall. Last year of his deal, by the way. Decent hitter, nice speed. So I know he has the closing speed to come down and make some tackles in the box and things of that nature. But last year of his deal, as I said, and he was a undrafted free agent in 2022. Then we have Malachi Moore, rookie out of Alabama, 23 years old, 63 overall, really 68. It's just development. Just that's really going to be his focus, just developing him and potentially just get him as best as he can as he was a 4th-round draft pick. Kicker is Nick Folk, who's 40, so obviously we're going to need to find a replacement for him. And then punter is second-year man out of Texas Tech, Austin McNamara, 24 years old, 63 overall, but probably a 68. Yep, 68. And 93 kick power with a 70 kick accuracy. So I would love, and he's on a 1 year deal. Ew. The long sniper is Thomas Hennessy, who's 31. Now, do we keep him? Obviously, long snappers. Nobody really care about long snappers much. He went undrafted in 2027. Oh, he's on a 3 year deal. Anyways, yep, he's here. So, not really much we can do. Now we're looking at draft picks, right? Obviously, we probably would want a third. We probably would want another second. Probably would want another first. Probably want a fifth as well. But for right now, we got a lot of picks, respectfully. For right now, in 2026, we have a first, a second, a fourth, 3 6, and a seventh. 2027, we have a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or 2 sevens. One is Minnesota's. So today we have all of our picks, which is 1 through 7. We have 2 Buffalo's picks, Baltimore's and Denver's. And here's our practice squad. We have Tyler Johnson, Harrison Mevis. We have Corey Black, rookie out of Oklahoma State with great speed. Corey Black has some nice speed. Okay, now could that be a replacement? But probably not. Eric Watts, second year man out of Connecticut. Marquise Hayes. Brendan Smith, wide receiver out of Iowa. Quentin Skinner, wide receiver out of Kansas, who's 23. And then Esa Pohl, rookie out of Washington State, 24 years old, 61 overall. So we're looking at the three young guys, which are rookies this season. And obviously he's a young guy, but he's not a rookie. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's say 18 people under the age of 25. That's about close to a quarter of how many people are on the team. The oldest person is obviously going to be Nick Folks, Tyrod Taylor, Thomas, Josh, Quinnen, who's going to be 30, Phillips, who's going to be 30, Black, who's going to be 30, Lazar, who's going to be 30. Uh, Clemens got 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, then 5. So we have a mix of older guys, but the guys that's going to actually be playing and starting, which is Nick Folks, Hennessy, Reynolds, Quinnen, maybe Harrison, Beck, Lazard. Injuries may happen, so who knows? And then you have Quinnen, and then also that's Quincy actually, who's going to be 30. So we got to figure this thing out of how we want this to actually roll, move forward, and things of that nature. So nobody was really done bad yet. Nobody was traded or anything like that. But that's what we have to go in with the mindset of how do we get better? We are in the AFC where it's going to be a lot harder competition. If we look at our schedule, we're starting off hard already. We start off with the Steelers at home, Bills at home. Two teams that can very much beat us. Bucks, who can very much beat us. Dolphins, who can beat us on Monday Night Football. Cowboys, who can very much beat us. Broncos, who can very much beat us. Panthers, and their new team can very much beat us. Bengals, when they're healthy, can beat us. Then we have our bye week 9. Browns could probably be a win for us. Patriots, who can beat us. Ravens, who can beat us. Falcons, who can beat us on a good day. Now, I wouldn't say on a bad day, on a good day. Play the Dolphins again. We could probably split this one now. 15, we play the Jags, who can beat us. Saints, yeah, on a bad day, they can't even beat us. So that could be another win. So that's 2 wins. That's all we got. 2 wins. 2 wins. Maybe 3. Patriots, who can very much just beat us twice. And then Bills, who can beat us twice. That's 3-15. Or 3-14. Number 1 overall pick. God damn. They fucked us in the ass, bro. That's the hardest schedule in the NFL. This is probably the hardest schedule in the NFL. What the fuck? And we can look at this shit. We probably have the hardest schedule in the fucking NFL. They can at least get 7 wins here. At least 7. Let's see. Let's go. Let's actually make sure it's 7. I think they can beat the Cowboys, so that's 1. The Raiders, they can beat 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think they can at least steal 2 here. So 7. That's 7 wins. And goddamn. Browns? Oh, no. What is this? Bengals? That's 1 win. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Because they're going to beat our ass. That's possibly 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10, 11. That's 11 wins, bruh. Let's see. We're going to keep going, bruh. Who is the Bills? Oh, they probably have the easiest schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Try to see if they can pull off some upsets. Maybe 12 against the Chiefs. Broncos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe probably upset 7, 8, 9, probably 10. They probably finish with 10 wins. One, two, three, and they probably steal a couple games. They could damn near win all these games. They can beat all these teams for real, for real. Maybe fall short to the Eagles, maybe fall short to the Seattle, maybe fall short to the 49ers. And probably 9 out of 10 fall short to the Lions. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a 10-win team. So that's what I mean. I think we have the hardest schedule in the NFL. But that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Give me the hardest schedule. Make me work for my money on. I don't
The
want nothing
dawn of a
easy.
new season brings the dawn of a new era for this franchise. There's a new coach in charge, tasked with guiding this team to the peak of the NFL. For someone with dreams of reaching Canton, this first day and their first interview will set the stage for a career to come.
Coach, give me your offense background. What area of the unit do you think you'll have the biggest impact? Let's go offensive line. That's where the young guys are at. Moving more to off the field, what area have you emphasized as needing to be a big focus? Organizational success, player development, personnel department. Let's go player development. I want to make sure my players are developed. We have to develop players. Plain and simple. Great teams have great players, and it's my job to make sure we develop them. What part of the offense will you be focused on developing the most? I would say quarterback, but we're gonna go with receivers. There has been a big emphasis on improving our wide receivers and tight ends and developing playmakers. Innovating play calling, dominating run game, unstoppable aerial attack, high octane pace. Let's go with innovative play calling. I got a few tricks up my sleeve, and I think you'll see us run some unique things on offense and defense. Thanks, everyone. I'm really excited for this year, and go Jets. Hell no, don't say go Jets yet, bro. We cooked. We fucking fried. We're getting fired after this shit. We're getting fucking fucked. They're gonna fire our ass by tomorrow. Fuck that. Tomorrow, go Jets. Bitch, you ain't finna have no job by tomorrow. You cooked. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We get an officer. Ooh, right shield. Okay. Boom. Okay. That could be something useful. Make them cover it all. Okay, that could be huge. +5 finesse move for defensive linemen. That could be very good. Jam them up. Okay, that could be huge too. Scouts. I know for a fact I need to get this up to at least 25%. And I would say let's get this up to at least. Let's go. Let's go right here. All right, boom. What he has. Matter of fact, that nigga has shit. Fuck me. This shit's terrible. Pursuit for a corner, hip hop for corner, player connection. I can care less about that bullshit. Let's go bookend Buster. Let's go with that. Let's go with that up. Let's go with this up. All right, cool. I think we're good. I think we're good for right now. We'll see how year one goes though. Choose draft class, auto generated rookies. Let's look at the prospects. Edge in the top 5. Cool. Quarterback, left tackle, D tackle, right edge, quarterback. So 2 quarterbacks in the top 10. Right edge. So that's 4 right edges in the top 10. Then the D tackle, 10 off the top 10. That's huge. Wide receiver, left edge, right tackle, left edge, quarterback, left edge, wide receiver. What's our team needs? Fullback, kicker, left, long snapper, and tight end. Okay. I care less about that shit. Quarterback, so that's 3 quarterbacks in the top 15. Edge, wide receiver, left tackle, wide receiver, left tackle, right tackle. Cornerback, right edge, cornerback, right tackle, D tackle, tight end, wide receiver, or center, wide receiver, halfback, tight end, cornerback, tight end, right guard, tight end, strong safety, halfback, tight end. God damn, how many tight ends going in the top 50? What the fuck? That's their projected value, though. Okay, cool. That's not bad. It's not bad. So we got 3 quarterbacks that's first-round projections. You have Matt Decker out of Wyoming, 6'2", 221. You have Ty Stratton, 6'4", 224 out of Alabama. You have Ernest Dalton, 6 foot 213 out of Boise State, who are the 3 projected guys to go in the first round. We have 3 running backs projected to go in the first round. You have Cedric Barton, 6 foot 202 out of South Carolina. You have Trey Burnett, 6 foot 211 out of LSU. And then you have Terrell Randolph, 5'9", 213 out of Florida. You have 5 wide receivers going projected not going in the first round, but projected to go in the first round. You have Jared Fry, 5'11", 176 out of Oregon State. You have Enrique Ashmore, 6 foot 211 out of Washington State. You have Cole Rowe, 6'4", 222 out of Texas Tech. You have Max Elliott, 6'2", 205 out of Oklahoma. And you have John Mitchell, 6'6", 224 out of South Carolina. Those are the 5 wide receivers that's projected to go in the first round. In the tight end room, you have at least 6 tight ends to go within the top 50. You have Matt Jones, 6'4", 247 out of TCU. Eric Felix, 6'3", 252 out of Colorado. You have Quincy Hunter, 6'5", 240 out of Louisville. You have Joey Quintana, 6'5", 274 out of Penn State. You have Drew Batten, 6'6", 236 out of UCF. Then you have Reed Burke, 6'4", 256 out of Stanford. And then after that, those 6 guys are gone. You have nobodies. I won't say nobodies, but they're projected to go either day 3 or undrafted. And then tackle room, you have 5 guys projected to go in the first round. You have Jermichael Yancey, 6'6", 305. Obviously, not looking at the solution. Emmett Winston, 6'4", 318. You have Zach Taylor, Alejandro Ray. You have Nate Williams. You have Ryan Mayer. Oh, that's the second and third opportunity. Guard. Yo, my God. Damn, this shit is ass. Center, you have Het Wembley, 6'4", 318 out of Ohio State. Right guard, you only have Peter Townsend, 6'3", 310 out of Michigan. Tackle, you have 3 guys. You have Eric Gregory. You have Lynn Ziegler. Then you have Eric Salas, 6'8" out of LSU. He's a power guy. Yep, power. I can tell at 6'8", you got to be a power. All right, edge. You have 3. You have Emory Thompson, 6'5", 250. DeAndre Reddick, 6'4", 276 out of Miami. You have Cameron Mallard, 6'4", 250 out of Toledo. And then right edge, you have Eric Estrada, 6'3", 250 out of Michigan State. You have Devin Peake, 6'4", 269 out of Washington State. You have Sam Cassie, 6'1", 268 out of Houston. You have Enrique Langford, 6'1", 270 out of North Carolina State or NC State. You have Frank Sherman, 6'3", 277 out of Ohio State. And you have Connor Harrison, 6'5", 299 out of Florida. And after that, those guys go screaming to third to fourth round draft projections. You have at least a few second rounders that you can probably pick from left edge. Now, defensive tackle, you only have three guys projected to go in the first round. You have Marcus Charles, 6'4", 301. Taylor Martinez, 6'2", 302. You have Anthony Jaramillo, 6'1", 308 out of Georgia. Sam, you have one and Caesar Reverend, 6'3", 250. Mike, you have no first rounders going, but you have a few second to third round projections. Will, you have two, and Cordell McClendon, 6', 232 out of Clemson. They have Junior Chamberlain, 6', 228 out of Florida. Corner, you have at least four. You have 6', 187 Frank Chamberlain out of LSU. You have Earl Whitehead, 6'1", 198 out of Pittsburgh. And then you have LaMichael Silvers, 5'11", 197 out of Northern Illinois. And you have Desmond Glover's 5'11", 193 out of Colorado State. Now, I would love to look a lot deeper into these guys here. You have a lot of corners that can be drafted this season. So I would love to look into those guys. You have Brandon Alden, 6', 221 out of Notre Dame. You have a lot of strong safeties here, though. And Zach Patterson, 6'2", 223 out of Texas. Jonathan Winter, 5'10", 213 out of Missouri. You also have Greg Beck, 5'11", 5'9", 224 out of Alabama. He's a hybrid? Yep, a hybrid. I can just tell. Have a few kickers, punters, long snappers, and that's pretty much it. So we'll probably look at this draft very, 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 very in depth. Um, but I think based off of what we're losing this season, the guys we potentially could lose this season, I feel like wide receiver corner is probably our biggest, biggest, biggest thing to work on for ourselves. I know we can go position expertise, cornerback one, wide receiver two, because we only have wide receiver tight end here. But I do want to look at these corners and wide receivers. So let's go with that one. And then a two-star position we can look into, I think, will be tight end. Because we just need that level of player right now. We just don't have that. And interior offensive line is not really that good this season, so it's not really a big deal. I do want to also still look at these edges as much as I can, because you just never know. I do want to look at some edges. And I do think we still want to look at corners. And then interior offensive line is probably the next best thing for us, because those are some other key pieces we can kind of lose out on. So let's go ahead and find. So nationally, they will get at right edge, wide receiver, left tackle, West quarterback, left tackle, wide receiver. Let's put our edge in the South, because at least it's going to be the chance to look at both. Now, they're not going to enter off the line at all, anywhere, which is okay, I guess you could say. Where can we put our corner? Bro, this edge class is going crazy. They have at least three in the two there. They have at least, we're checking all three boxes. Sheesh. They at least have three. They have two. They have at least one. I need to find a position to put my tight end though. That's the real question. I can at least look at two. It's a possession guy. Vertical threat there. Vertical threat there. He's 21. Vertical threat, 22. Possession. Vertical threat, 6'6". Vertical threat. I'll really go with probably this region here. What's that? Northeastern region. All right, and then we're gonna put our corner in the central region. I do want to look and just make sure central. They're decent there. Yeah, at least we have two first rounders to look into. All right, cool. Because we're gonna get somewhat of a feel of what the quarterback room is gonna be. Then by default, obviously, the interior offensive line is going west. I don't really like that at all. I don't think they're good in the west. Day threes. I really want to look at Peter. We'll take the West off. We'll take the interior offensive line off. So fire him. Oh, my bad. Fire him because we just need to look. Oh, never. Quarterback, left tackle, wide receiver. We don't really need to look at wide receivers. Uh, let's go edge west again, I guess. Like I said, you can't never go wrong with an edge presence. Because I know that's something we will need eventually down the line. You could also go linebacker as well there, but the linebacker room is just not that good. So we're gonna go west edge. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, obviously they're gonna be a little bit better in the south. Yeah, they're gonna be a lot better in the south. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Just kind of pick and play as we can. What was it about to do? What else? What else is next? Let's do weekly strategy here real quick. It will be week one. Let's go with that will last 7 weeks. At least this only lasts like a week. So it's not too bad. No, let's keep Mason out there.
Here we go, set. Turbo, set.
Minbow. Developing him is huge for us and our success. I normally start off in the preseason, but it'll be no point right now starting off in the preseason because why not actually have the rosters we want? Come on, baby, get there. Get there, get there. Ryan. How you miss? Oh, I stepped inside the freaking circle. He's so slow. I think he only has like 69, 78 speed, but he feels a lot slower than that. I don't know why, but he just feels like he just runs slow as frick. I'm pressing down on the freaking button too. That's what makes it funner. Or funnier, not funner. Oh my god, he over freaking nincompoop. It sucks when I'm using him now because he's slow as a turtle, and I'm trying to at least get these. I want to at least get the 5. That's when I feel a little bit more comfortable. How the frick do you overrun that, dude? What the frick are you doing? No, you guys, bro. It's on you. It's not on him. No, bro. I'm literally aiming towards the ball. Dude, I like he can't even do that. Right? Yo, all you have to do is stay in place. Oh my god. Yo, are y'all gonna let me go also? Oh yeah, 3. What's that, 4? Give me one more. Probably won't get. Okay, yeah, we gotta go. Man, that jump suck. We got 30K. That's as best as I can. All right, we got 30,000, which is finally gold. Took us freaking 39 years to get that. He is in dev though, so he's probably at least star. I don't think he's gonna be superstar, but he's at least star.
Here we go.
Good pick. What the frick? That boy had him a speed boost. What the fuck? Nope. Good D. Nice way to punch that one. I don't know what the frick happened there. I ain't gonna. All right, I'm gonna just start punching this shit. Fuck this. Out of bounds. Catch a loud. What the fuck? Hell no, that nigga ain't catch that shit. Yo, what is this? Like, dead ass. Box that shit, nigga. Like, dead ass. Nope, punch that shit, nigga. I punched it and that. Oh, bruh. Shit gonna piss me off. I was playing around too much. Box that shit. Yep, nice. We need a pick. Oh, we get silver. We'll take silver. Thomas. All right. Do we want to use Mason? No, we don't. Fuck Mason. Fuck Mason Taylor. I'm a Georgia guy. But you Arian Smith. And Dev Arian Smith. How about that, brother? I'm a Georgia guy, bruh. So of course I'm gonna use Arian Smith. Why not? And that Sauce Garner. Good catch, A. Oh, he missed the 400. Oh, you missed the freaking 5. Or the 50. What the fuck? Bro, where the fuck is Justin Fields throwing this shit? Unless I'm just blatantly missing some shit. 200. 200 on the dashboard. Nice. No, 200. 200. Broke him. Sauce, you too damn good for this shit. Broke him again. Got him. 200. I know you can run with me that way. But you can't redirect like me. Ooh. Nice catch by Arian Smith. Oh, yeah, go barely. I was gonna cuss out Fields so damn bad. Fields better not be selling me this year, bro. I swear to God. Because Fields all fucking DDT your ugly line. I'm just playing. Fields from Georgia, so shout out Georgia, man. If you guys didn't know, man, Fields was supposedly originally played at Georgia. But I think we had Jake Fromm at the time, maybe. So he just didn't, you know what I'm saying? He just didn't play. He ended up leaving, going to Ohio State, which is way better for his career, actually, because he went there and to prove to the world, Zed Davis, fuck you, that he's good. He was good. You know, college, he was good for him. He was great in college. But he needed to prove that to the world and to himself. Ooh, he got that 12-22 or 25. I can't count for shit. He got that 12-25, chat. No upgrade, though. But we on gameplay sliders. Let's go and get this thing right. 30. Pass block him. 25. Catch him. 4th sound. Run blocking. 15. This is going to make it harder for me. Ball security. I'm keeping it at 50. I always boost this to at least a 55, and I push this down to 15, sometimes 5, kind of depending on if we get too many picks. Obviously, boost that down more. I do boost that down, and then pass coverage. I'll put this at 60. But I do boost this down to at least a 47. Now, for them personally, I don't ever boost their accuracy higher because they just throw too many great balls. I do want it to be challenging, but I do keep them well above wherever we're at, you know? So it should feel somewhat consistent. Now, if I start seeing a lot of bad throws by the CPU, then obviously we will change that around. But other than that, we kind of keep it as best as we can. Now, on the other flip side, though, I do put this as about an 80, 85. Kind of, help them with that. You can keep ball security at a 50 for right now. I could push this about 52. I do like to make mine a lot tougher, so I go 65, 75. I think I get a little bit better read. Now, if I feel like, okay, we still able to throw the ball a little bit too much on them, then I will boost a play reaction time to about a 70, boost that coverage up to an 80. And then that'll kind of balance that beam out. I do put this at 25. Mine's at 15, so I do say 25 is a reasonable spot and keep their tackle at, ideally there. Accuracy, though, I do boost this down. Down, down, down. Because not too many players make the deep ball as much anyways, like consistently. Injuries. 50. Fatigue. That's fine. 65. Uh, I don't know what to put this at. Respectfully, I want to say 70 for part precipitation, movement penalties, or precipitation slip scale, or yeah, movement penalties. I'm sorry. I want to say 70, but I'm gonna keep that at 50 for right now. Because I just can't remember what to put this stupid junk at. So since I can't remember, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna say 75 is a good spot to put that. 70 is a good spot to put this. And then face mask, 45, and then we'll fill in the rest. Actually, I'm gonna use somebody else's. I'm gonna boost this up to about a 30. Actually, we'll keep it at 25, 35. I think that's fair. Actually, honestly, let's go 52-48. Yeah, 52-47, actually. Let's keep it like that. Participation movement penalties is a 30. roughing the kickers off, touching the ground enough. I know I like intentional grounding being on because it forces them to throw it away with ball a lot, but also forces the other team to scramble a lot too with the intentional grounding on. But also, you could get a decent, good gameplays. But right now, we play only 11 minutes. We could move it up, could move it down, depending on how gameplays plays. But for right now, that's kind of our ideal setup for right now. But here's the players we must resign. We have $143 million in cap. Oh yeah, we're not spending all of this. Yep, screw that. You want 70? Want 14? You want 3? Who's 6-year option are we picking up this season? Just Will McDonald's? You only want 13 on this 5th year option? Okay, that's not bad. We gotta be smart with our money. We have 143 mil. That don't mean we just gonna blow this. But that's a good sign though to see that Bruce Holiday wants to come back as Elijah Vera Tucker wants to come back. Those are some great signs actually. So that's pretty decent. I want to see what Bruce stats look like at the end of the season though. That's gonna be more so the key for me. Auto subs. That's what we should go to. Auto subs. Oh, we already did this. We'll keep it on keep fresh. Oh, never mind. Normal. Normal. But keep fresh as well. Okay, so wear and tear gonna be a big problem for us. Linebacker, I did this for linebacker. And keep fresh as well. Corners never really come out. Neither do safety. All right, cool. That's what we're gonna accept and save. What else? What else is there to do? Oh wait, actually, there's some things to do. Let's go through our roster and add some guys to the trade block. I think first person that could be traded is Josh Reynolds. We could add him to the trade block right now. I feel like Phillips is another guy we can add to the trade block. And just to see what the talks are about with Quincy Williams, add him to the trade block. Probably Brandon Stevens as well. He is 27. So let's put Brandon Stevens on the trade block. I think that would be it. We're not going to be locked in on anybody for right now, unless they have a good season and we see they're having a good season. But we're in the AFC. We have Miami in our division, New England, and Buffalo. But our first 2 games are Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and the Bucks. 2 AFC divisional foes. Pittsburgh, who's in the North. Buffalo, who's also in our division. Then the Bucks, who's in the NFC South with the Falcons, the Saints, and the Panthers, who also went to the playoffs 3 years straight. So they're trying to keep their running alive. But we play Pittsburgh this next episode, so that should be very interesting to kind of see how we play, what type of what we play with. I'm not covered. Let's look at this. Okay, that's better. I actually might put Maguire. I don't need to say his names, but we might actually be able to put him out there as Sam. Yeah, this team looks terrible. This team is actually nasty. This is a nasty team to be showcasing. Special. Oh, okay, we got to switch that around. Specialist. Slot wide receiver. Yeah, we got to change that too. Brees gonna be getting a bulk of the carries, I guess, this season. Mm. Yeah, Browns gonna be getting a bulk of the carries this season. All right, we got 4 slots. Let's finish filling these out. Let's go with wide receiver. First thing first. Mason Tippman. Darius. Javon Baker. Xavier Hutchinson. Darius Cooper. Shavers. Let's go with Mason Tipton. Sign him to the practice squad. Uh-oh. Jaheim Bell. What was that? Delvin Cooper out of Washington. 90 speed, 9 to a cell. Not bad. Come on. I might keep pressing that button. LaQuint Allen. Amari DeMarcado. Deuce Vaughn. Rashad Smith. Rashad Deuce Vaughn has 83. Oh, no. Never mind. Wrong thing. He has 92. Let's go with LaQuint. I don't know why he's -4 morale. It's Blake Freeland. Zach Foskey, Zach Harrison, Byron Young, Chris Smith out of Notre Dame. Right now, between these two guys, I like Zach. Put Zach Harrison out there. BJ, Miles Murphy, Matt Hassanin. Look at the Boise State, 23, 16 overall. Harsher. BJ Ojolari. I feel like Pursuit is just so. Never mind, I'm not checking it. Active roster. Mohamed Diabate. All right, so that's how we're gonna look team wise. We'll look at the team salary too. $149 million, $151 million. At least I would have these guys for 6 years, you know? Last year was still 2 years left. Yeah, we're gonna let a lot of these guys walk though. All right. So this is this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.